Girl, how I love you, I can't help myself. Stay awake, I wish I'm someone else.
Don't glitch. Don't glitch. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Brazil. I'm sorry I had to do a camera check. Sometimes it slows down and starts bugging and shit, and then like the editing is all messed up. You know what I'm saying? But today, that aside, we're gonna be reacting to some Steve Wilkos, the Steve Wilkos show, jailed at 12 for rape.
I wanted to clear my name.
At 12. Sorry. The reaction started without me even knowing. But yeah, man, we're gonna take a look at this. Steve Wilkos has some very interesting stories. You know what I'm saying? He has some very interesting stories, more hard hitting. You know, it's sort of the same format and shock value of like the Maury and the Jerry Springer show, but it's more serious. And whatever humor is found in between, like these conversations, is found very naturally. There's no algorithm followed for like, this is about to be funny and shock value, and we are gonna have a good time and have some fun, you know, and we're gonna, you know, it's not a setup. Like these are real hard hitting stories that need to be addressed. Sometimes maybe it needs to be made public for people to be forced to face it, you know, because some of us might think that these stories, these people are weird to be going on national TV and trying to solve it on national TV. It might be for attention, you know. Some of these thoughts, like they pop up, but sometimes some things need to be brought to the light in order for people to be forced to face it, to be forced to address it in public in front of everyone, and then just move on with that, you know. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at this. Jailed at 12 years old, Steve Wilkos.
I wanted to clear my name. I was like, I'm tired of going through life and not being able to accomplish nothing because this thing always pops up on my background. Like I can't find housing. I can't, I've been living in my car. Some of my siblings don't even talk to me because man. A man's not gonna take advantage of no woman, man. Period, point blank. And even as a kid, I knew better than that. We were in the park. We kissed on each other. We touched on each other, whatever. But no sexual acts ever even happened. A month later, while I was at school, I was eating a cup of noodle in class, and a security guard came in and told me there was 2 detectives who wanted to talk to me. And me being 12 years old, the only time I've ever seen a detective was on TV. And I went in the office and I talked to those detectives. And once I got into the office, it was like the detectives pretty much wrote my statement for me. And I sat there and agreed with half of the stuff that they were saying because I didn't want to get in trouble. It was my first time ever dealing with the police. Parents weren't there. I didn't have an attorney present. Not even a teacher was present. Not a school security guard. Nobody was present. I went to JDH. I did 3 months in JDH. I was approached by my attorney, my court-appointed attorney, while my parents was in Bakersfield, California, with a plea bargain. And the plea bargain basically told me either I could do time in jail or I could sign the paper and go home. And me being 12 years old, I wanted to go home. And so when I signed the paper, it's like I didn't understand what I was fully agreeing to. It's like 12 years old, I don't understand words like adjudication and all these other big courtroom words. I was 12 years old. I was a kid. I was understanding gummy bears and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand. I did 7 years for a rape charge that I know I didn't commit, and I'm here to clear my name on it.
You're supposed to go home.
Being incarcerated, I messed up.
That's what I don't understand about this American policing system or whatever it is, because I think I've said in a previous video, you sort of feel like from watching a lot of American content, to mistrust the police because America is so popular and is also in that Western mindset of following them, that you want to say fuck the police. But for the most part, a lot of us, not all of us, because some African countries the police do trip. A lot of us, me from South Africa to Kenya, even though Kenya it's but less time that I'm currently building. In Kenya, I've spent less time here. The cops are fine. And they don't do this thing where they guide you to say this, or they entrap you, or they just force you to say this so they can close the case and all of that. We've never been, I've never personally never, there's never been this widespread thing of the police are after people and they trapping people and they falsifying things and ruining people's lives. We don't have that. And shit, man, that's tough for you Americans. I'm sorry to say, even the Americans of color, especially, you seem to be the most affected from what we always see. That's tough. Because imagine, if someone was to say, he should have just said no and fought the system and just gone to jail and, fought them to the end, and then maybe gotten a reward in the end for proving that these people are corrupt and they tried to entrap him along with the supposed victim, if she is a victim, if she's not, we're not sure yet. You don't really know what happens when they go into the system like that. The things that might happen to them. He might have gotten raped, you know. He might have gotten beaten up. Things might have happened to him within that. But it seems that it was all for nothing because he went into that system anyway, and his life got turned upside down. So it's crazy when you hear these stories, you know, because it's weird. We want to show, especially as us black people in Africa, a lot of us, we feel like we want to show solidarity with like black Americans and be like, hey, uh, we love you, um, you know. But it's like this, we don't have the same experiences. We, like me personally, the environments I've been, we don't really see the police as the enemy. The only time we see the police as the enemy, like I think, especially as young people, it's mostly like as a trend, you know, because we're trying to be like Americans, you know, American, fuck 12, you know. But other than that, bro, police are heavily respected and revered, especially here in Kenya, bro. Like, the police are not the enemy for us. So it's very weird when we see these stories, and then maybe when we come to America, we'll be like, if we first meet a police officer, we'll be like, hey, bro, I've heard information about you, y'all, like, where, like, all the way from Africa. I've heard information about y'all, like, what are you on, bro? Like, what are you guys doing? Are you here to trap me? Are you the famous American police that are here to trap me? You know, it's weird.
But on middle school, I didn't even get to finish middle school. I didn't get to see a prom. I didn't get a football game. I didn't get a first kiss from a girl who it didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like being incarcerated and being around people who actually like admitted to committing these crimes and having to hear this stuff. It's like I know right from wrong, and I know what, like, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that they said it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? People have like touched children. Like, I know better than that. Since being released from the jails, I've had to register as a sex offender, and that's been like, I don't know, it's been a hard part of my life. It's like me not having nowhere to go. I feel like I was used, bro. Like they just took it from me, and they just had no remorse over it. They took my life and didn't have no remorse for it. I didn't see my mom for like 10 years while I was incarcerated. She had moved first to Astoria, Oregon, and then she had moved to Las Vegas while I was in there. And so it's like that family time wasn't really there. So it's like I got stripped of my family time. I got stripped of my childhood, my school. I got stripped. My mom passed away 2 years after I got out of jail. Like, I want to talk about bro. I made a promise to my mom that I was going to make something of myself. And then she passed away a couple weeks later. I got to do something, man. And it's like really, it's like my whole life back. That's why I called into the show. I'm tired of being harassed about this. I'm tired of like talking to people about this. I'm tired of being a part of my life, man. But I know what I did. I know I guaranteed did not commit no crime.
So you were 12 years old. You go to school one day, and you get charged with rape. And then you're in the juvenile system for how long?
8 years.
8 years. Then you become an adult, right? And you get out. Why now? Why are you here now? What do you hope to achieve?
This was actually the only chance that I got to clear my name. Like, I've tried other ways. I've tried to like contact the courts. I've tried to contact the attorneys, district attorneys, but nobody was trying to hear it.
Did you have intercourse? Did you rape a girl when you were 12 years old?
No.
Why? How did this come about?
Like, we had made a pact to lose our virginity to each other, and like we were at a park. It was me, that friend or whatever, and two of our other friends.
What?
And we like kissed on each other, like touched on each other, whatever, but no like sexual acts ever happened.
Right.
Like a month later or so, I'm sitting in class, and that's when the detectives or the security guard, a month later, security guard came in and said, "Hey, there's 2 detectives in the office who want to speak to you."
Yeah. So I got to imagine a month later, there's certainly no DNA evidence.
Right. No, they said they had DNA evidence.
After a month.
Yeah.
Okay. And did they?
No.
No. So, this robbed you of your childhood.
Yeah. And it still robbed me of my adulthood. I had Section 8, bro. I lost my Section 8 because I couldn't find nobody to rent to me. I've had like numerous jobs that I've lost just because they ran my background after they gave me the job and they took the job away from me. I've sold drugs and stuff just to get by or whatever. And It's not working out. It's just going to end up like landing me back in jail.
You know, I was told that you took a lie detector test in the past.
Yeah, I passed my, when I was 13 years old, I took a lie detector test and I passed it, but somehow it just disappeared from the courts.
Now, your victim, or, you know,
Yeah.
the girl that they're accused of, what, was she white? Was she black?
white.
She was a white girl.
I was told later on that her,
Do you see how even all the black people in the crowd were like, oh, bro, hey, bro, we all know, even here in Africa, we all know, in South Africa, we know, hey, dog. They always gonna believe the white girl. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make it racial, but they always gonna believe the white girl. This whole park thing is actually familiar because in high school, I tried to do that with my girlfriend. I tried to meet up with my girlfriend, like to have sex in the park and stuff. Thank God she didn't come because I was just a stupid horny boy. I wasn't gonna do anything to her if she didn't want to. I've been in situations where I was like in bed with a girl or whatever, and then she was like, "No, I don't really want to. I'm scared. I don't want to. Or like I'm a virgin. I don't want to lose my virginity yet." And like I said, "Oh, it's okay. It's fine." And then like we just finished it at that, and they were always appreciative. And I'm sometimes no, I don't think I've ever regretted that shit. Because I've always been like, hey man, it is what it is. I just don't have it in me to like regret like not hitting it if she didn't want to. I think I want like every time like I'm with like a girl or a partner. Because most of them have been partners. It hasn't been, I don't really do flings. I wanted it to be like we want each other, you know what I'm saying? So, and this story is familiar, but my girlfriend was black, you know. Didn't grow up around white people, black girlfriend, and I'm sorry.
my lawyer came in and asked me if I knew who the Ku Klux Klan was. And I was like, yeah, I've heard of them before because I've been to Louisiana plenty of times or whatever. And like, she was like, well, her, like, and I'm like, what?
What?
And it's like, out of all the people in the
See,
world.
that's kind of where I was getting at, asking you earlier about circumstances.
What did they say?
I was told that you lived in a predominantly white neighborhood.
I live in an all-white neighborhood.
All white neighborhood. So,
no. Listen, I lived in a predominantly Indian neighborhood, and the one thing, the girl I said like my girlfriend that I wanted to like sleep with in the park and all of that, like I wanted to have sex in the park. She was black, and I'm not saying her like since she's black, the standards are lower for her, but I was more comfortable with her in terms of like doing these various things because we are what the Hawaiians say, we are Ohana. You know what I'm saying? We are one. We are a one people. So I know that I'm definitely safer with her than I would doing that with the Indian girl. Any Indian girl I've been with, I've never thought, I'm gonna fuck you in public or I'm gonna do these crazy things and all of that, bro. Because I was surrounded, like I've experienced some racial shit where people have like made it clear, like you know you're a foreigner or you're black or whatever. So there was no way I'm gonna put myself in a situation where they're gonna witch hunt me as like the black kid who violated my pure Indian daughter or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because like in the situation or in the neighborhood that we were in, Indians were sort of like the substitute white people. You know, they were more successful, they were more comfortable than a lot of black people. You know what I'm saying? And we black people, we lived like in spaces in between like multiple Indian houses. You know, so already bro, like your mindset as a child, you're stupid. Because even me at that age, I wasn't stupid enough to try to fuck an Indian girl. Every time I've been with an Indian girl, whether it's just making out, whether it's doing more stuff, it's been in a room, bro. It's been in a room, like in privacy, in safety, where she can even make decisions whether she wants to do it or not. You know, it hasn't been like, hey, bro, this is a stupid move, bro. I, a white, I, as per society, a white, bro.
Do you think the fact that you're a young black man with this white girl, her parents find out about it, that this probably had a lot to do with it?
Positive has something to do with it. Because the first thing they tried to do, like, before they even pressed charges on me, they tried to sue my dad.
Sue your dad for what?
Right, because I was his child. But it's like, if my daughter was hurt, I want to see a person in jail before anything. I'm not worried about the money until later on in life or whatever the situation is with the whole suing my dad thing. But it's like my dad, first and foremost, he told him off the top, he says, I'm not the one on trial. I have nothing to do with none of this. Right. So why would you even attempt to like try to sue me, especially when you haven't even pressed charges for your daughter yet?
I'm here today to find out if my boyfriend Daniel is guilty of rape. He's trying to clear his name, and he has been for years. This charge has followed him since he's been...
This nigga is another white woman. He went back. He went back. I'm sorry. I'm not being racist, bro. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying, like, in terms of situationally, and in terms of like how America is and like what he's gone through. If it was me, I'd be pretty traumatized, bro. I'd be pretty traumatized that I wouldn't really, especially trust white women like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's if he's telling the truth. Because now, with the way the story is going, like, I feel like even the way you can see me talking, the way, like, this thing is going on, we sort of, like, feeling bad for him and going more into the narrative of he was falsely accused. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know yet whether he raped this woman, but hey, bro, if he didn't rape this woman and now he has a white girlfriend, dog. I'd be too traumatized, dog. Every time a white woman would even say, "Oh, you stepped on my foot." "Oh, I didn't do it."
12.
Oh, shit,
He's been fighting it since then,
Huh.
so for like over 20 years. Me and Daniel have been together for 5 months, going on 6 months. And, you know, it's been hard because you can tell it really affects him. Like, he doesn't, I don't know, he gets angry easy. We've been fighting recently, like, because of his anxiousness, and I'm anxious. We both want him to prove his name. When me and Daniel first got together, I asked him what his criminal background was, and he was completely honest with me and told me straight up what it was. He told me everything, told me the charge, told me details about it and everything, and I look at it as everybody can change, and, you know, he can be a different person. Like, people can...
They're painting as like some kind of white savior or something with the way they have her looking into the distance, the violence playing in the background, and then they're painting him as this like traumatized, or no, they actually not even traumatized. The way like she described him is like he's this angry black man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's already under like enough charges and accusations. You shouldn't be saying he gets angry easily and all, because this is what got him into this mess in the first place. Being a what you call it? An overly zealous black man.
say what they want about me being with a sex offender, but if he served his time, and if that's the crime that he actually did, if he served his time, and he's never made me feel uncomfortable or made me feel any type of way. By Daniel taking this lie detector test today, if he fails, I would be in shock, just because of things that he's told me and like emotions that he's shown me. Like, it makes me believe him. I would be in shock, but at the same time, don't make me look stupid. Like, don't have me come all the way out here looking stupid. Like, he would have betrayed my trust by lying to me in the first place, and so that's like that's where the deal is. Like, you lied to me instead of telling me the truth, you know? But if he fails, like, I don't know where I'm gonna go from there.
Daniel came here to take a lie detector test about an occurrence that happened when he was 12 years old, where he was charged with rape. And we asked him, did you ever have consensual sex with your classmate? He answered no. Did you ever force yourself on your classmate? He answered no. Did you engage in physical sexual acts against your classmate's will at any time? He answered no. The results came back all the same, and they came back that Daniel told the truth.
It's been so long that I don't know. I don't know if it's real or if it's fake or. I just wish my mom was here.
Yeah. I'm sorry that people had to, I believe, use your race against you. I certainly believe that's the case. I hope being on the show today shows people that you're not that person. Before we end this, what do you want to say to Janelle?
I love you.
Love you too.
Everyone is clapping and saying, "Oh, but you saw like that one black guy and some of the other black people in that crowd, bro. They're not happy. They're not happy. This is not cool, bro. It's not something to just be. People want actions to take place in order for this never to happen again, because it happens a lot. You know, we see it happen in America a lot. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Well, I hope this helped you. Good luck to you. Wish you all the best of luck.
Listen, that's the end of it. Situationally, he handled that all wrong, but you could argue for him and say that he was young, he was foolish, he didn't know how to truly be in those types of situations and come out all right. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know his environment, he didn't know the people he was dealing with. And again, I haven't lived with white people. I haven't grown. I only lived in a white neighborhood in college. In my 3 years in college, I lived in a white neighborhood because I started going to college in the city. So I moved to the city, and I lived in the suburb that's on the outskirts of the city. So it's easy for me to go into the city when I need to go to school. But I grew up in an Indian community, like an Indian community in South Africa. And again, I knew the situation from the jump. I was like him, maybe at 8 years old and all, thinking that we all the same. My friends are my friends. The people around me are the people around me. I don't really see color. I find everyone interesting. But I was quickly woken up. I still have my friends and everything. I don't see them as any difference in terms of my perception of them as people. But in terms of their race, I was quickly made aware that I was in a different situation and I'd have to carry myself in certain ways because you're not really one of them. You can have friends among them. You can be with them in like camaraderie and companionship in relationships. I have dated girls outside my race, as I've said, but I was quickly aware situationally there's some ways you don't do things because of how it's gonna end up in the community and how people could gang up on you. You know what I'm saying? Even in like basic things like fights with other boys, with Indian boys especially, you could end up like in a situation where you beat one and then like they say this foreigner or this whatever, this black guy or whatever, he beat me up, let's go after him. They'll call maybe their cousins, their uncles, their fathers. You know what I'm saying? And no one will have any remorse because it's them against you. I've had to maneuver in those type of situations in my life to know the do's and don'ts of when you in it. And I'm saying it again, I'm not fucking no girl who actually, you know what, let me not, because it was even wrong for me to try to like have sex with my girlfriend in the park, because I'm not bringing it to my house, like my parents are at my house, but in terms of that situation, it would never cross my mind to do that with like a girl outside my race of a lighter skin in any sense of the word, especially me, because I'm not just like a foreign. I wasn't just a foreigner. I was a dark-skinned foreigner, like darker than most. Not like overly, but you know what I'm saying. It's a situation. So, nah, bro, nah. He moved stupid. He was young, but that was a stupid move, bro. That was a stupid move. But yeah, leave your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Hit the post notifications and shit, man. Let's pray for him. Let's wish him luck, bro. Take care.
Heavy breathing through all emotions I'm feeling and all the emotions I'm reaping and all devotions that leave me. Believe me, it ain't been easy with falling loosey, deceiving the tribulations within me, but masqueraded as easy. You feel me?